Part of growing up is discovering your identity and learning more about who you are. My identity as an Asian American is super important to me. And lucky for me, I found a lot of really, really intelligent people in Fresh Off the Boat who have really important things to say.
What makes public school public? And how are schools funded? How do schools spend the money that they get? Why do they choose to spend it that way? And are they doing a good job?
The people that are going to do really well are the people who are bold, creative problem solvers, most audacious of young adults. Those are the things that get valued.
Deep structural inequities continue to deprive all too many students, and we have been tackling those and will continue to tackle them. So while California's recovery is underway, no one can be satisfied with simply going back to the way things were.
There are racial and socioeconomic disparities. What this ends up meaning is that less than half of these students are not even eligible to apply for public colleges and universities.
If you just keep putting yourself out there, keep putting yourself out of your comfort zone, be very open with people, ask them questions, be very curious, and always just do the next right thing, then things will work out.
As a student leader, you want to lift up ideas that can help improve your school, your district, your community, maybe the state as a whole. But you want to pair those ideas with data and evidence-based solutions.
As many students that struggled in this virtual environment, equal number of students thrive. How do I work with my Board of Educations and unions to have the agency to meet those students where they're at as well?
When advocating for your education, it is important to know what requirements you need to meet your end goal. Research what the eligibility requirements are and start preparing now.
Students and teachers want a renewed sense of the importance of communities and that we can't go back to the new normal. We need to think about this coming year as a process of reinventing our schools.
I came to Oakland in early 1990s to go to law school at Berkeley. I worked with young people in Oakland, and Oakland was a failing system then.
We both have seen the power of giving kids control. I mean, it's not just control in the classroom for the time that you're there. It impacts your entire life.
You don't have to be a policy expert to make an impact. So I want to encourage all of you to reach out to my colleagues in the Assembly and in the State Senate and make your voice heard on issues that you care about.
So often people will create opinions about who transgender people are without ever getting to meet a transgender person. And so what our mission is to replace opinions with positive experiences meeting transgender and non-binary youth.
We work to focus on education and training to ensure that a student has what they need to be successful. We're trying to fight for students. We're trying to fight for their right. And in order to do that, we need to know how to do that.
Anybody that's involved in our organization, whether it be a staff, volunteers, or actual members, in one way or another, we all get an opportunity to engage in this work in various ways.
We lead by example. We lead with love. We lead with intentionality. We meet our students where they are. When we established our support networks last year, they're going strong.
You can connect with students across the state and education professionals. Of course, we have a lot of connections to, like I said, school administrators and teachers and different people from all over.
When you join this organization, you get to make a direct impact and lead the next generation. All the things you do with track, the courses you create are going straight into the younger generation.
You can start a chapter or a fellowship all on your own. We're hoping to put all of our resources online so that wherever you are, if you want to start a chapter, you can do it and you can organize your community right where you are.
With the California State Parks, we have a great partnership, and we're embarking, 2 years into a 10-year partnership with them where, we're asking high school students to come out to these parks and beautify some of these trails that have been loved to death.
Sort of one small life piece of advice, whether you're in college or whatever, would be to always treat people well, because your reputation and everything you do is sort of grounded on how you treat others.
Your generation has a critical role to play as we confront these renewed challenges. And by participating in this conference, you're learning how to make change happen.
We envision Gen Up as a vehicle to create long-lasting change in our education system. We want to make sure that education advocacy, that policy change is possible for everyone.
What Catherine's saying, which is that one of the important things that PTA can do is amplify student voices by having students be part of our organization.
we were just working with such hardworking people who all had a common goal, and it was absolutely amazing. And also the adult that were part of the Ed100 team as well. Such great mentors and people that I just really took a lot away from.
The structure of California's K-12 education is basically sound, but it's still measured in promises, it's incomplete and underfunded. I hope you help fill those in and push hard to make change.
Be the change. Start a petition. There's a whole law that you can kind of go through the process of getting a student board member to sit on your district board of education. And I know because I went through that process to get one established in my school district.